I caught him lacking, y'all. I caught him lacking. We're live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Outlier podcast. As always, I am your host, Saul, with my co-host here.
What's up? I was writing down my notes, bro.
Rogers.
What's up?
You
didn't
have
let me
notes?
finish. Yeah, because we have some hot seat questions to get to, and I was writing them down because usually I just have them in my memory, but I know myself I'll forget, and I didn't know how long you were gonna do in preparation, so I was writing them down.
Yeah, so you were giggling a little hard right there.
It's because I had one. I had a spicy one, but the thing is that spiciness was gonna come back to me, and I wasn't prepared to answer that question. So I was like, why should I ask a question that I'm not prepared to answer? So I kind of flipped it a little bit. It made me a little giddy. You know what I mean? Anyways, you want to go to the hot seat questions?
Yeah, let me start you off with a soft pitch.
All right.
Is it okay to help someone with their form that you don't know at the gym?
I love that question.
All right, and now let me bring it up even more. Is it okay to help somebody with their form at the gym that's a girl and you're a male?
Okay, so do you want to ask both those questions or just that last question?
Let's do the last one.
Okay, I think there's only one variable that really matters here. Is it a threat of injury or not? And that's going to be both male or female for me. And I don't care if it's male or female. To me, it's like, is their form bad enough, and the exercise that they're doing, is it risky enough to where they might get hurt in that moment? And if the answer is yes, I'm going to go there and I'm going to say, even if they don't take my advice, at least I did my due diligence, right? I've done that plenty of times, and respectfully, right? Like, especially if it's a girl, like, hey, you have to make sure you're coming at her at a friendly way.
Yeah.
And if you're going up to a guy, don't be too cocky, because they're just not going to respect you. If you come like, hey, bro, what are you doing? Right? Obviously, they're going to be like, I'll do what I want, right? Just go up like, hey, I noticed this, and I've had, in my past, I experienced this because of that, and I don't want you to go through the same thing. And if they take that advice, well, that's up to them. But definitely, yes, it depends how severe it is.
Yeah, me personally, I don't tell anyone anything. Especially girls, because it's much more acceptable to give a male advice, like male to male. It's not such a big deal because it's just literally that advice. But a girl could definitely take it as like, oh, this guy's hitting on me, what a creep, or he wants to start something. You can see that, right?
I definitely can see that, but I do feel like it is like, if you're approaching
I know a few girls that get super annoyed with that. Like whenever a guy is like, hey, like keep her elbows down and like, and they're just like, dude, I'm just trying to work out alone, like leave me alone type of shit.
Here's the thing about that. It's because they probably think that the guy was checking them out to begin with is the reason why they noticed their form is bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see that. The thing is that women think that the world, not all women, but women like that think that the world revolves around them, and they think all eyes on me. And so this guy you want me and stuff like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even care if I come off as a creep. At the end of the day, I just feel like I'm just going to do my due diligence in the sense of I don't want this person to get hurt. That's it. Do you think I'm a creep? I mean, I can care less.
Yeah, I just asked that question because the other day a male came up to me and reminded me about my form. It was something small, like keeping my chin up, right? But
yeah. It's something that we get lazy, right?
Yeah,
because you know that cue.
Yeah, 100%. I know to do it, right? But it's just you're in the moment, you just don't give a fuck, right? It happens. Yeah. But yeah, I took it a good way. I dabbed them up and I said thank you, bro, and that was it. But I was like, man, if I did that to a female, I feel like it wouldn't be received so well. Especially nowadays with these new generation of gym girls, right?
Yeah, which I do want to talk I do want to talk about that later, right? We're gonna talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, though, actually, this girl came up to me at the gym the other day to ask me how to use a machine,
Mm-hmm.
and she also asked me how to, can you help me set it up and teach me this and this and that. Random girl. She seemed pretty young too, probably like 19, 20. Obviously new to the gym, whatever. So, I mean, that's cool. That's pretty rare though for somebody to have enough humility to like go up to somebody else and be like, "Hey, can you help me out with this machine?" So, I respect her for that. But um Enrique, which other people watching don't know, he will tell you that a lot of people actually come up to me at the gym to either spot them or to like critique their technique. I'm not like, some famous trainer or anything like that, but for some reason they come up to me and I have no problem doing it.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There was actually this guy that was a beginner. I haven't seen him since, by the way. I don't know what happened to him, but he was
It's
walking
that New
around.
Year's.
He was walking around everywhere with a notebook, and he walked up to me and was like, "Hey, bro, do you mind teaching me this exercise?" And honestly, I didn't know what the fuck it was, because he showed it to me, and it said, I think because he said his friend was a trainer and wrote him a program, right, for the day. And so he asked me what it was, and I was like, I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, your best bet is Googling it. I've never done that in my life. And I
Well,
kind
the
of,
problem is some people come up with their own names for things.
yeah. And I was like, I don't know what that is. It had the word snatch in it, but it wasn't like a snatch, it had like a snatch something. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. But
Snatch deadlift, maybe? I don't know.
no, I don't know.
Snatch pull?
No. I
Hmm.
forgot, bro. But I was like, I don't know, honestly, bro. But
You know what a snatch is, right?
yeah, it's a weightlifting.
Olympic, yeah,
Yeah,
Olympic lifting movement, yeah.
and I wouldn't know how to do that either, by the way. But anyways,
Yeah.
I never seen that guy again. But yeah, I mean, it's important to help out people that need help, but you have to
Mhm.
know when and where, and you can tell which people could take criticism and which can't. Like if you see a dude
Yeah,
that's like super jacked and has like slightly bad form, and you're like super smaller, and you go up to him, he might take that the wrong way, you know? Like,
for
motherfucker,
sure.
I'm bigger than you, you know? So it just depends.
Definitely,
Read the
yeah.
room type of thing.
Hmm. Great,
All
great
right.
you put.
What's your
All
hot
right,
seat
do you
question?
have any or no?
That was
Oh
it.
wait, you just that was one, right? I thought we were already on the topic.
Yeah.
Um, so situational one. Somebody cuts in front of you in line. Doesn't matter where you're at. Let's say grocery store. What are you doing?
You know, this actually happened to me last week. I was I had just finished up at the gym, and I went to go get pokey. You know what that is, right?
Yep.
Poke, whatever. And there was these like three people in front of me ordering, right? And I was next. And then out
Mhm.
of nowhere, this lady walks in front of me and like gets in line. And I kind of like stood there for a second. I was like, what the fuck, right? Um, but I waited, and then eventually she ended up talking to those three people in front. So she was with that group that was ordering.
Okay.
But at the time, I was like, man, I should have fucking told her something, but I didn't.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't, because I mean, she's
Yeah,
with people.
yeah, I was about to go off on her ass too. You know?
So, what type of person are you? Obviously, you're not the type of person
No,
to confront,
yeah,
because
I'm
you're not
not.
very confrontational,
No,
right?
no, no, I'm not. But and I was having this whole battle in my head where I was like, bro, say something. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna say something. All right, I'll say something right now. And then as soon as I like went through that whole conversation, she kind of proved that she was with the group. You know?
You
So
know that conversation you're talking about, I think happens to majority of the people,
really,
like everybody listening. I think same thing happens to me, but the thing is, for me, I always think about this. It's all situational for me. Like if I'm the only person in line, okay, cool, right? Like if it's not a long line, whatever. Like I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna stress about it. But if we're like in a long line, and then there's like, let's say a grocery store, we're buying groceries, and somebody cuts in front of me, and there's people behind me too. It's not fair to the rest of the people either
mm,
that are having to wait the extra 5 to 10 minutes for this person to scan it through. Whatever. This actually happened to Sarah and I the 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we told the lady like, "Oh, line's back there," right? But for me, it's all situational. Like if it's a big inconvenience, then I'll tell them. If not, I'm just like, all right, go ahead. Like I'm not in a hurry. And if I am in a hurry, I probably would say something. But there's a lot of times where I see it happen, and I'm like, is this really happening, bro? Like, I just hate that this person put me. No, it doesn't happen a lot, but it happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And when it does happen, I'm just like, I just hate that. First of all, I hate that this person's putting me in a situation where I'm now feeling like, well, I'm in the right, but I feel like an asshole by telling you, hey, line's back there, when I shouldn't have to feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like a little awkward situation. I just think it's situational.
Do you think that people do that conversation thing in their head like I do?
Everybody listening to the podcast right now, I want y'all to leave it down in the comments below and make Saul feel a little bit more included, because I'm like 99.9% sure everybody has that conversation in their head whenever that happens.
Yeah, because when it happened, I was actually watching UFC fight, so I was on my phone and I was like watching the fight, but I found myself looking at my phone, but not really paying attention because I was thinking, I was like, this bitch really just fucking cut me, you know? And I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna tell her something. Yeah, I'll tell her something right now. And then obviously she ended up being with the group, right? But yeah, I mean, I've just been trying to change that about me, because I'm not confrontational like in that way, but at the same time, it's like she did something wrong, you should let her know, you know? So I'm kind of trying to get better at doing that.
But how silly would have looked if you would have been like, hey, line's back there. She's like, I'm with my friends, and now you have to sit there and just be like, fuck.
Nah, yeah. So what I was gonna say is like, hey, are you in line? Because like she was kind of like wandering, like, you know what I mean, in that section. So I don't think that would have been as bad. She could have been like, oh no, I'm just with my friends. I'm like, okay.
You think that listeners that are listening know you in a personal level think that you're non-confrontational?
Oh yeah, 100%.
They know you're non-confrontational? I would think that they would assume that you are confrontational just by the way you carry yourself. You're very satirical.
Yeah.
And you're very confrontational with the people that you do know and that are familiar to you.
That's
you know what
weird,
I mean?
Right? It's
weird. It's not weird at all, actually.
Weird,
that's
bro.
That's a very familiar phenomenon, bro. Picture
with I feel like with strangers, I give them too much respect, and then with people I know, I kind of, if I like you, I'm gonna show you some disrespect every now and then. Which is,
I think everybody though.
I think that's just guys though. I don't think that's women.
No, that's everybody.
You think women do that to each other?
100%. Like, check it out. This is what happens. Okay, when people are with their tribe, they feel comfortable, so they're allowed to be themselves. You ever see that cool with the cool kid with the cool crowd, and then you separate that one kid from the crowd and you put him in a different atmosphere? He's gonna act completely different. He's gonna act like, like he shouldn't belong here. He's gonna be scrambling. He's just out of his element. That goes for everybody. So when everybody's in their comfort pockets with their groups of people, they act a certain way. Some of them, it's bad. Like some people, they like act all tough. You know those guys, that just think that they're all that. And the moment they're not with their friends, they're just wusses, whatever it is. So that's a familiar phenomenon for lots of people. Because a lot of people at my work think I'm quiet. I'm a quiet guy. I talk a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You are a quiet guy though. I can see that.
Yeah, I mind my business, really.
Yeah, that's more of a better description of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. You have another hot seat question?
Yeah, I do. Oh wait, before I continue, guys, let me know what y'all would do if somebody were to cut in line. Are you telling them, or are you just kind of like letting it happen? And be honest with yourself, because I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Nah, I would say something," but y'all really wouldn't say,
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Next question is, what's the biggest lie someone has ever told you and you actually caught them?
Um. So one that comes to, you're gonna have to give me a second to think of one, but
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, yeah.
one
Because
that comes to mind that wasn't really told to me, but was kind of like this huge deal at my school when I was in high school was we all had this group, and there's this guy named Juicy Doubles. I don't know why his name was that.
was he big?
He used to be big, but he got slim, and like he was just he was still like kind of tall but slim.
They still called him
Yeah,
Juicy
they still
Doubles.
call him that. Anyways, this guy was a what's the word? A prolific liar. I don't know. Um, is that how you say it?
I mean, that's one way to say it, but you mean damn, what's the word for it?
You and I say this all the time.
I know.
Anyways,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah.
I'll think about it while you're saying
It
it.
doesn't matter. So this guy was known for lying, like exaggerating, right? And we were probably like 16 at the time, and so he tried to be cool and say that he DJs at at a local like teenage club, right? You know,
Uh-huh.
does your city have those like teenage clubs?
We used to, not anymore. Yeah, I went to one when I was in middle school, actually.
Yeah, so he told everyone that he was like the DJ there, and he DJ'd there a couple times, and he's so cool because he DJs there and this and that, right? And long behold, it wasn't true. Like this dude he doesn't even own equipment. Like he's never DJ'd in his life. Like none of that was true, and it came out that he was just fucking lying, right?
Yeah.
And
People are weird, bro.
everyone just kind of made fun of him forever for it, because like why would you lie about something like that? So unnecessary, right? You just pull that out of your ass like for no reason. So
Compulsive liars. There you go.
yeah, that's a pretty big lie right there. Oh, compulsive liars, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, compulsive liar is basically when somebody is like so used to lying, it's almost second nature to them. And compulsive liars, like veteran compulsive liars, are able to convince themselves that their lie is actually real. So it's like when they're telling it, they almost believe it, like if it's 100% fact, which is kind of a scary thing. So I'm sure everybody out there knows a compulsive liar. But I think the one that comes to mind, bro, as far as like the biggest lie, comes from my brother, bro. My brother used to be a huge compulsive liar, bro.
Is he still like that?
Nah, bro, it's so weird how he switched up. I mean, I guess I'm not around him like on a day-to-day basis for him to just to be lying to me. He does over exaggerate a little bit though. I will say that. So that kind of like a white lie, another form of lying. But anyways, I remember we're huge in gaming, you know that, and it was our first headset, bro. But it was my headset. But because we shared the console, I was like, hey, you can use it whenever you use it. And I remember one time, you might remember this, but my headset was broken when I got home from school.
Yeah.
And bro, I was livid, bro. I was pissed. It was one of those big old headsets with like a 20-foot wire on it, whatever. And it just wasn't working anymore, bro. I was so mad, bro. And I knew it was him. And I was like, bro, I know you broke it. Like, just admit it to me. We were working at the time. So I'm like, just buy us a new one. You're going to have to. And he's like, no, I didn't do it. Why would I buy it? Whatever. He didn't admit to like 4 years later, bro, that he broke the headset, dude. It's like 4 years later, bro.
Damn. So then what'd you do at the time? You just bought yourself a new one?
I used the little Bluetooth one. And eventually we got like the Turtle Beaches and then whatever.
So then how did he admit it to you though? Like how was
Because
that conversation?
we were already grown up, 4 years later. And I basically said it in a way where I said it in the way that I know you broke it, right? So I said something like, oh, remember that headset that we had back in the day, the big old one, that one that you broke? And he's like, oh yeah. I was like, so you did break it, you piece of crap? And he's just like, yeah, but I don't want to say anything. Apparently it got like stuck on the chair, and like when he tried to get up, it yanked.
Bro, your brother's fucking funny, man.
Bro, did I tell you the one time where he broke my dad's computer?
No. Oh,
Bro, my
tell the story. I think I kind of remember it.
my dad bought this brand new desktop. It's touchscreen. He still has it to the day till today, which is so hilarious. My dad bought this brand new computer, right? You know, super cool because we never had a home computer, and we're in high school at the time. Not even 1 week with it, bro. I think we had it for like 3 days. My dad works out of town, so while my dad was out of town, my brother would sleep in his room, even though my dad didn't want him to. My brother was like, bro, I don't know why he would do just rebellious stuff like that. But anyways, I was already graduated from high school, bro. So I was on break to go to college. And so I was asleep, and my brother was supposed to be at school. He didn't go to school, and next thing you know, he wakes me up at 4 o'clock. Hey, what happened? And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I'm sleepy, bro. I stayed up all night playing video games, and he's just like, you like, what happened to the computer? Did you see it? It's all cracked. What did you do? And I was just like, at that point, bro, I already know, dude. He's a compulsive liar. And I started laughing. I legit started laughing. I was like, bro, you better be kidding. He's like, no, like I just got home from school right now and it was broken. And I was like, bruh. So I get up and I go check, and it was like laying flat on the desk, and the whole screen was shattered, bro. I started laughing. I was like, bro, good luck with that, dude. I'm going to bed. I went back to bed, bro, and he had to wait like 3 more agonizing days till my dad gets home, to get home, and then he had to break it to him.
How the fuck did he break it?
Apparently, it just like, because I don't know, that desk was kind of weird though. It was kind of sketch. It had like 2 levels to it. It was like a 2-tier desk.
Yeah.
My dad had it on the top tier, and it wasn't too stable. So I guess maybe my brother bumped the desk and it came forward.
The
Bro.
fact that your brother tried to like convince you that you did it was
Yeah,
like,
bro, that's crazy.
That's fucked up, bro. That's like next level shit. You say, what did you do? He was like kind of looking at you like, are you gonna buy it? You know? And thankfully you're smart enough that you were like, nah, bro. I obviously didn't do that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious though.
My dad still has it though to this day, bro.
You got it fixed and everything?
No.
No, he still has it broken?
It's still broken, bro.
Oh shit. Memories, huh? That's funny, man. Yeah. I feel like I've done a lot of that growing up, like a bunch of breaking stuff or ruining things and then kind of pretending it never happened. I feel like everyone does that, but to like try to convince your brother that you did it, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, for sure. I think just as like kids, we're just so afraid of like messing up. You know what I mean? I think like being a grown up now, looking back at the little things that we deem to be like the end of the world if we did, is not that serious, right? Like things like failing a grade or skipping a day of school, or things along those lines, so like small in comparison to where we're at now.
Have you ever been put in a situation where you and your friend are like in trouble, and then it's kind of you're put in a situation where like one of you might snitch or one of you has snitched? No?
No.
I remember one time when I was a kid, we were playing with like water balloons, right? And we are just tossing them up on this wall, and it's in the apartments. And on the second floor, there's this bathroom window, and we are just kind of like tossing them up, and they would bounce back down, and they wouldn't pop for some reason. So that's why we were like playing with them, right?
Okay.
And so I forgot. I honestly couldn't tell you who threw it, but it was me and my friend, and we were just doing that back and forth, and like for some reason it hit the window and it just cracked and fell through on the second floor, right? And so we looked at each other and we just ran home, right? And then a few hours later, the people that lived in that house came knocking on my house.
They caught you.
So
what?
They my mom opens the door and they have the kid with them, right? My friend.
Oh snap!
And my friend,
bro.
my friend told them that I did it. right? And my mom was like, my mom right away is like, nah, he didn't do that. Like, there's no way he did that. And I just stayed quiet. I was like, I don't know what to do. Do I say that I did it or that he did it or what do I do? And I think we ended up replacing that window for them. But yeah, after that, I never looked at that kid the same again. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, facts. Little rat.
Yeah, but he was known for like being like the worst kid in the neighborhood. Like that's why they went to him first to like be like, hey, did you do this? And this motherfucker threw me under the bus.
How did they know where y'all lived? It was real close by, same complex or what?
Same, real close by. Yeah. Yeah, fuck that kid. He's a fucking crackhead now.
No.
Yeah, bro, it's sad. I saw him the other day on a bike and he just all cracked the fuck out. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's what you get for snitching. Don't do it, kids.
No way. That's crazy, bro. And he's your age?
No, he's a few years younger, probably like 2 or 3 years.
Younger.
Yeah.
And he's a crack.
Yeah.
Oh man, bro.
That's
That's
sad, right?
sad, dude. That is sad.
It happens.
Hell no, bro. You know, I have a friend, and I don't say this lightly. We think that he might be schizophrenic, bro.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah, he's losing himself, man. Like he's just doing very outrageous things. He ended up in jail the other day or a couple months ago, actually, for something pretty uncharacteristic that he did. And I mean, he's out already, you know. But
is this the same guy that punched the window? Tell me how I knew that, because that's not something someone normal does.
Well, ever since then, bro, like he's been like in a slippery slope. Like it's just, and it sucks, bro, because like he was, you know, he tutored me in college.
Yeah, he was
very smart. Yeah, bro, he was super smart, man. Straight A student, man, and I don't know what happened, bro. I think he's going schizophrenic, bro.
Well, he probably. It could like just be natural, or it could be that he did like acid or something, and apparently, there's some people that do acid that just lose their minds after they do it. Like they just slowly deteriorate into schizophrenia. Have you heard about that?
No.
Yeah, there's certain people that are like borderline schizophrenic, but they are normal people, and when they do the drug, it like kind of
pushes it.
Yeah, it pushes them over, and they just become full on schizophrenic after that.
Wow,
you've never heard of that?
I didn't know that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it happened to a kid in high school. He was just normal, and then he went to a party and came back, was never the same, bro. Never the same. Just he was like cracked out all the time, but he wasn't on drugs. He was just, his mind was just fucked up now.
Damn.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Don't do drugs, kids.
Oh shit. All right, well, let's get into the real topics, huh?
Yeah.
So since we talked about gym etiquette, or not gym etiquette, sorry, we talked about, you know, it's okay to approach someone.
Low-key kind of gym etiquette.
Yeah. So I want to say this happened within the last week. This woman was at her apartment complex. I'll just play the video. Working out, and she sees a guy at the door, right? And being the nice woman she is, she tries to open the door for him, lets him in, and you guys will see what happens. This guy's fucking weak, by the way. That's sad. That's sad as fuck. So yeah, you've seen the video, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was attacked and she's okay, guys. Nothing really happened after that. He kind of just gave up, it said, and then just left. Um, but she was attacked by this fucking weird ass dude.
Yeah, and this is like by no means I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to say that she is stronger than him or anything like that, but this is a good case of her being in a healthy condition, right? Because she works out, you can tell. She was probably just able to wrestle around longer than he was. I'm pretty sure he just got out of breath, right? Probably a guy that's extremely unfit, not healthy at all. So probably just gassed out and said, "Man, you know what? It's not even worth it at the end of it, right?" So this is a case where it actually benefited her to be fit and have some strengths. Cause bro could have definitely done some terrible stuff to her, man. If he could
Yeah,
have got her.
she was throwing punches at him in the face, and they did not phase him at all. Like,
Yeah,
so man, be
there's
careful
more of a
out there.
conditioning.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but so she opens the door thinking, because I heard her talking on a video, and basically she was like, "Oh, I just thought it was a guy who
Wanted to work out.
forgot, yeah, wanted to work out, forgot their thing, whatever, checked them in, thought nothing of it, and then after a little while, he started to press me." That's crazy, bro. Females need to be careful. I know y'all think that you're unstoppable. Listen, just be careful. Like, especially at nighttime, there's a lot of creeps out there, man.
I don't know if I told this story on the podcast or if I told you personally, but I was in this city, a really nice city, nearby my house. It was probably like 1 a.m. and I was driving home,
Mm.
and I saw this girl jogging in like a sports bra and leggings, and had her headphones on, like those big ones, right? Um, and it was 1 a.m. and it was fucking pitch black dark. And I'm just driving by and I'm like, what the fuck is she doing, right? And she just kind of like ran past my car because we're going in opposite directions. And in my when I got to the next street, I saw these guys not too far behind her on a bike with like a backpack, obviously some sketchy ass dude, and then another dude like walking along some, and they were kind of catching up to her. And so I was like, fuck, I had that little moment in my head again where I was like, should I turn around and go check on her and make sure she's okay? But then at the same time I was like, but if I turn around and go like driving close to her or near her, I'm gonna look like the creep, right? And so I was like, man, fuck, what do I do, right? So I'm like, whatever. If I look like a creep, I look like a creep. So I did a U-turn and I went and I checked up on her, and the guys ended up going the opposite direction, and she was just kept jogging. But I was like, why would you risk that, girl? Like, you know what I mean? You're by yourself at 1 a.m. jogging. She probably got her heart broken or something. That's probably what happened, right? But to do that and to kind of, it's a super safe city, right? But to expect that you'll be completely fine, I don't think you should. I don't think that's smart. You know?
Facts. Yeah. I've done that plenty of times, but like I'm a male, and even then, bro, it's probably unsafe. Thinking back at it, I was like 18, 20 years old. I used to go run at the public park, like just super late.
Oh, by the way, super pretty girl. Like she was really attractive. So that didn't help at all.
Hmm. Yeah, y'all women need to be careful out there, man. Y'all aren't invincible.
Yeah, let's look at some more women in the gym. So this one's old, right? But we
Doubting that
just
approach girls at
figured
the
to talk
gym.
about it. So I'm gonna just play it and you guys can see for yourself. So she labels this guy as weird because he glances over a few times.
Oh, this is nothing.
This one actually went pretty viral, so I'm sure most of you have seen it.
5 pounds. And these other weights.
And it cuts off there, but he does walk up to her and offer to put a plate on for her, and she says no, and he just walks away. What do you think of that video?
I think it's ridiculous. I think if everybody watching doesn't think that's ridiculous, I think that y'all need something's a little wrong with you.
So she labeled this guy as a gym creep for everyone to see because he stared at her, like glanced, not even stared, glanced at her a few times, right? And I mean, how fucking damaging is that? Because that dude could, if people were to take her at her word, that dude's life could change. You know, he could be fired or canceled or whatever. Like, just because she thinks he's a creep. By the way, this girl has, if you go to her her TikTok, she has a fucking OnlyFans, right? So it's weird that she's like okay with people looking and staring and objectifying her through a screen, but she thinks the same thing is happening in person, and it's not okay. Maybe because she wasn't getting paid for it, but I don't fucking know.
Still. Yeah, it's super odd, right? It's the one where she's doing the glute bridges, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand this too, guys, that there's there's a tripod, a phone set up, recording. Like, obviously do you see that at the gym?
It's rare, yeah.
I've seen it twice recently. And because it's becoming the popular thing to do, to become an influencer, whatever it is, like, it's cool, right? But obviously that grabbed some attention because I know this guy was taking up a lot of space, and I was like, damn, bro, this guy, like,
yeah,
whatever, right? And so that's one. You're gonna attract some eyes just because of the tripod, the phone, and everything like that. And two, like, he wasn't even staring, bro. It was just like a couple of glances. Sees her struggling. Like, that's another one of those things where it's like having proper gym etiquettes, helping other people out that need help. You see somebody struggling, you help them out. I've done that plenty of times in the gym. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't care, again, if you're male or female, I'll help you out. But it's girls like this, and it's not all girls. I think this is a very small percentage, but girls like this that are attention hungry, that are trying to make a moment out of something that it isn't, make the rest of the girls look bad. And
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's wondering why this guy's staring at her. She has a camera pointed at him on a tripod. Yeah. She's talking to herself with this like blue mic on her fucking, right? And for those of you that think that video is a little sus, it's very normal for people working out to look around. It's just something the mind does while you're working out. Like, I do that all the time, and there's been plenty of situations where there's only males in the gym, and I'm doing the same thing, and I'm not doing it to
objectify
objectify the man. I'm not into men. It's just something that happens when you're waiting for your next set. You just look around, you think, you listen to your music. It's what happens. Is natural when working out. But apparently this girl does not want anyone to look at her unless it's on her OnlyFans. So
super odd situation.
Yeah.
I think we need to start making the gym a friendly place. Like, stop making it something where people are intimidated.
I hate that, because you and I have been working out for a while, right? So
yeah.
It was never like this years ago. It was never like this, never. But I feel like recently this new wave of influencers trying to make content in the gym is kind of changing that. Like, people are afraid to look at each other now, right? Like, there's a whole stigma behind looking at someone now just because of these new girls making an impact on the gym scene. Which
the
is
best
sad.
thing about this situation are the memes, bro.
Yeah.
All the memes that are being made.
I
remember. Go ahead.
What I do like is that the internet is kind of doing justice by letting this girl know that was not okay. She's wrong, and she's kind of making it a tough place for people to feel welcome now, right? So, yeah. Go ahead.
I remember a time when I first started working out with my dad at at the gym, which is still open by the way. It just has a different name, but bro, everybody was so friendly. Like everybody talked to everybody, whether it was a male or female. Like everybody just got along. You knew exactly who was gonna be there at what times. It was just such a friendly thing, and I don't know. I just feel like it's changed quite a bit. I just feel, and then obviously I go to a bigger gym now, and there's a lot more people, so you can't just make friends with just anybody. But I just feel like there's I don't know. It's just the ambience is very different now.
Oh yeah, I mean, the last time I felt a community feeling in my gym was probably like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and that's because these things weren't around. Like these, everyone wasn't trying to be a content creator, and so you had like this, these girls that are seeking attention. Is really what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to go viral. They want. And they also think that the world revolves around them. Again, not all of them, right? But these particular women that are so full of themselves that just make it a horrible place. But there's also another girl. This was like the original video.
And when I stand up for myself, he threatens to call the police
That was like
and revoke my
the beginning.
membership.
Oh, that girl pisses me off.
Yeah, this one's like really bad.
Ah.
Trying to get this brother arrested.
Keep in mind, she's taking off her shirt, wondering why people are looking at her or glancing at her.
Oh, call the police.
Okay, cool. That's what we do. So right now, let's take this stuff and
Look how entitled she is. Like she starts wiggling and like dancing. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Super entitled woman.
Super stuck up too, man. That girl just, oh man. Whenever I see that, I can't watch that video anymore. It grinds my gears, bro.
Oh yeah, that one's bad because she's taking off her shirt and these two men kind of glance for like 2-3 seconds, and right away, as soon as they glance for like 2-3 seconds, what do you need? Do you have a problem? Like what's going on? Like what? You're taking off your shirt in the gym. When a man does that, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? It's just a natural human instinct to look at someone when they're taking off their shirt.
Yeah, that's facts. I didn't even think about that.
And she's fucking has a camera pointing at them on a tripod. Like that's another factor too. You know what I mean? So for her to go off on them and be like, call them creeps and stuff is really uncalled for.
And what's wrong with glancing? Even at that, if you're actually doing a true glance. The thing is, for me, is like, I think it's so weird, like the way girls think too, because it's obviously they want to be attractive and obviously they want to attract men. I just find it so odd that it's like a selective type of thing that goes on in their head. It's like, oh, it's okay if the hot guys check me out. Whoever they deem hot is like, oh my God, he was looking my way. It's something that they talk amongst each other, like, oh my God, this person was looking my way. But somebody else does it. Oh, he needs consent. No, he's a creep because, you know what I mean? Who gave him the right? It's like, oh, like it's a weird thing, bro. And I actually had a conversation with an ex coworker of mine about this because she had the same thing where there was this guy, a customer that would like, you know, kind of like try to hit on her, right? And like, ew, oh my God, like it's so inappropriate, whatever. But then she had like a little crush on this other guy at work. Whenever like he would talk to her, she was like, oh my God, whatever. It's like, that's so weird, right? Like how you just kind of filter who can actually it wasn't an employee. It was another customer who she thought was hot. And so she was okay getting attention from him. But but she didn't like the attention. It's like, what? That's just a little weird. Maybe the girls can help me out and what happens in your thought process there, because for me it's like if a girl finds me attractive, whether they're
Yeah.
ugly or pretty,
You take-
whatever
you
I deem
take
them,
it.
it doesn't matter. You take the compliment. It's just like, oh, thank you, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I feel like most men, when they get compliments from like women they're not interested in, will take it. I'm like, I'll fucking take it. I'm not into you, but thank you, And then women are just like, oh no, creep. Like
Yeah.
what? That's not how it should work. You should, but it's because women are like women get way more compliments than men, way more, right? So
That's facts. Yeah.
they kind of don't appreciate all the attention they get if it's from they're just like, no, I just want the good attention, not the
Yeah, that's
ugly
true.
attention, because they're so spoiled with it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
guys, I think that's gonna wrap this episode up.
Pretty long one today. I hope y'all enjoyed.
46 minutos.
Damn,
Yeah, I know.
that's great.
It's that the length is for you, Lazardi, because you're complaining like a little. I'm just kidding.
Let us know if y'all want some more long, because podcast is supposed to be long format content, essentially.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try our best to make it a little bit more lengthier for you all. Let me know. Let us know if that's something that y'all enjoy or not. So yeah.
Yeah, a little update on Roger's account. He's about to hit 2,000 subscribers, right?
We're about to hit 2.3K. We'll get there in a couple of months.
Wait, you're gonna hit 2.3K?
Yeah.
So you're already at 2K.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1.2K.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
No, yeah. So he's growing pretty fucking quick, guys. That's
Yeah.
if you guys remember the last time I updated you, he wasn't even at 1,000 yet. So
Yeah.
now he's over 1,000.
Yeah, we
so.
gained about 400 subscribers since the last time you mentioned it. So
Go ahead and go check out his channel. Give him some love. Give this channel some love to drop a like, sub, comment, a hot seat question, and yeah, anything else you want to add?
that's it, man. You have a great day.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.